Hi, my name is Kayla Helbing, and this is my informative speech. According to DoSomething.org, 33% of adolescents in America are a victim of physical, sexual, verbal, or emotional dating abuse. An article by Women's Issue stated that nearly 80% of those abused continue to date their abuser and neglect to tell anyone of the abuse. It is common for teens to believe that violence in a relationship is normal and that their partner who shows aggressive and controlling behavior is their way of showing love. I am here to inform you on what is clearly a large issue among teens today. I want to discuss what teen dating violence is, why it happens, the effects it has, and how unaware people are, and how to prevent teen dating violence. According to Alverno College, teen dating violence is any emotional, psychological, physical, and/or sexual act that is abusive in nature. Some characteristics of an abusive relationship are manipulation, blackmail, humiliation, threats, stalking, jealousy, unwanted sexual actions, and violence. The most common type of violence within teens relationships is emotional and psychological. Females are not the only ones who are victims to such violence. Males can just be as well the victim. The National Domestic Violence Hotline showed that nearly 3 in 10 women and 1 in 10 men in the U.S. have experienced abuse by a partner. Dating violence happens to all kinds of people, not just one certain group. It spans between races, genders, and socioeconomic boundaries. Violent behavior typically begins between the ages of 12 and 18. This statistic shows that teens are at a higher risk of dating violence more than adults. Why do teens use violence in relationships? One factor is whether the teen witnesses or is a victim of family violence. The risk for involvement in teen dating violence is then increased. Another factor is if the teen appears to be neglected by their parents. Some of the reasons given by teens were alcohol, drugs, jealousy, anger, and retaliation. Some even say that for males it was their way of showing who's the boss in the relationship. Adolescent males who have rigid beliefs in traditional masculine gender roles are more likely to perpetrate sexual behaviors than those who do not believe in those stereotypical gender roles. Females are likely to place the blame on themselves, saying, "I brought it on myself," or "I deserved it." Dating violence leads to many consequences. Victims of teen dating violence are more likely to decline in school, have low self-esteem, become physical, experiment with drugs and alcohol, carry the pattern of violence into their own future relationships, and even attempt suicide. It is also likely that the victim will suffer from a combination of these effects. Both perpetrators and victims are at risk in suicidal thoughts and attempts. According to the Clothesline Project, 50% of teens that reported dating violence and rape also reported attempting suicide. Teens and people in general are not aware enough of the issue of teen dating violence. They may hear problems, but they are not aware of how to act upon them or how to prevent themselves from dating violence. A survey of 14 to 17-year-olds showed that almost 25% of them know at least one student who is a victim, and 11% of them knew multiple victims. As few as 1 in 11 cases of teen dating violence are reported to adults. Teens are more likely to go to their friends with a violent relationship. Since teens rarely report dating violence to adults, people believe that it's not as big of an issue as it really is. 81% of parents surveyed either believe that teen dating violence is not an issue or admit they don't know if it is an issue. There are many ways to prevent teen dating violence. Research has shown that targeting individuals before they start dating can produce long-term positive effects. Many parents need to talk to their teens about the consequences of violence, how gender role stereotypes can influence aggressive behaviors, and show them the signs of healthy and unhealthy relationships. They need to teach their teens how to set boundaries in relationships as well. Dating violence is a major problem, and people need to be aware of its dangers. Thank you for listening.